So today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be playing Formula D, a game that I really like. It's not quite just a roll and move game. Here's what's different. This corner area, marked by these red and white curbs, you have to stop in it a certain number of times. Each one has this info panel. It's got the number of stops you need to make, as well as the longest path and the shortest path. So there's a little strategy there. I'm going to be playing on a custom map that I made. However, the game comes with many other options, and it comes specifically with a larger board that you can see here. This is the Grand Prix de Monaco. There's another board on the other side as well. The game also comes with these 7 special dice that you use for the game. They're not quite what they look like, and these little dashboards that you use to mark damage and which gear you're in. To begin the race, you roll these 2 dice, one to see if you get to start, and the other to see how many spaces you move. I got a 19, so I will get to move, and I rolled a 2, so I'll get started and move 2 spaces. Red didn't start quite as well, just moving 1 space. Now, turn order is determined by which car is in front. So with this move, red gets level with green, but it's on the inside of the next corner. So with the next round, red will go first. Now green has passed red again, so green will go first in the next round. Now here green rolled an 8, but only has 7 spaces to move into the next corner. That's okay though, because you can spend a point of damage off of your brakes here to move 1 fewer space. And the game continues in this fashion. Everyone rolls in a particular gear that they've selected for the round, and then moves that number of spaces, unless they decide to change it with some tire or some brake damage. In addition to the corner sections having a requirement of stopping a certain number of times, you can also obviously see that there are these arrows. You also have to follow those arrows as you move through the corners. Here red has passed green again, so red will go first. And now green's in kind of a spot of trouble. You could stay in 3rd gear and maybe not have space to make the corner, or you could downshift and definitely be moving slower out of the corner. He stayed in 3rd gear and is lucky enough to have rolled low enough that he can stay in the corner and not have to damage his tires by overshooting. However, the move put the 2 cars in adjacent spaces, which means there's a chance of a collision. To check whether cars collide and are damaged, you roll this black die, which is actually just a normal d20. So red rolled a 16, which is no damage. Green rolled an 11, which is no damage. However, if either car's player had rolled a 1, since it's just a normal d20, then they would take damage to the body of their car, which they start the race with 3 points worth. If at any point any of the different damage categories of your car is reduced to 0, you crash and are out of the race. Both cars continue in 4th gear into this next corner, and green decides to move out away from red so as not to chance a collision again. But red's on the inside of the next turn, so red continues to go first. Green's got to do something drastic if he's going to make up the difference, so instead of continuing in 4th gear, he moves into 5th gear, which could roll from 11 to 20 spaces. You got a 14, which is sort of then in the middle. That gets him right into that next corner. But he's not got a lot of space, so to guarantee he'll stay in it, he skips 4th gear on the downshift, doing a little bit of damage to his gearbox. He rolled perfectly to stay in the corner. You can skip more than 1 gear on the downshift, and instead of doing multiple points of damage to your gearbox, it also adds damage to your brakes and then additionally to your engine. Last couple of moves here, and it looks like green is definitely going to take the 1 lap race. Whoever crosses the finish line first is the winner, provided you don't crash. Now red still has to make an additional stop in this corner section at the bottom of the board, so it's almost definite green's going to win. And on the very first move of the next round, in fact, crosses the line for the victory.